somebody points out something, as a team you have to stand for each other. So your bonding with your team members become extremely. So I think as a fresher you can get maybe 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 lakhs. But some companies, they are willing to recruit freshers, but they know your potential. That's why we have this 3 rounds.
Is there any training period prior to beginning the job?
Training period, see, it depends again on the company that's recruiting you. There are very few companies in Bangalore who are willing to hire freshers and give you training, keep you in the team. Most of the companies prefer individuals who are already experienced. So that is really hard. If you are, then it becomes really difficult for freshers to get recruited. But some companies, they are willing to recruit freshers, but they know your potential. That's why we have this 3 rounds of interview. So depending on how good you are in the interview, they know if you are a potential candidate or not. If you are somebody who can be trained and used well, they understand with just these 3 rounds of interview. And yes, if you want to gain experience in some other manner, it is possible. There are a couple of medical writing courses available online. You can just randomly type medical writing courses. There are many courses available. You can do it either for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and then take up an exam in the end. You will be.
Would the course,
it's not so expensive. It will be 15 to 20,000. That's it. Not so expensive. 15,000. Keep 15,000. Okay. I mean, not like college fee is what I meant. Not like a DHA exam or something I meant. So yeah. And yes, so you can. Otherwise, see, as I mentioned, there are few companies who are willing to recruit without prior experience. Like I didn't have any experience in medical writing. I was recruited. So similarly, there are other people also in my team who didn't have prior experience. Just based on their potential, based on their capability, they were recruited. So yeah, it varies from company to company, but if you want to gather some experience and then join, yes, different number of courses are available online. You can take them up.
So Sheza, what is the salary structure, and are there any annual raises?
Yeah, again, it depends on the company. Which company is recruiting you, it depends on the company. So I think as a fresher, you can get maybe 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 lakhs per annum, and raise depends on your performance. Annual hike is definitely there. It also depends on the business the unit does. How much of business is happening, depending on that you get hike.
So Sheza, you have to deal with a lot of documents like clinical research documents. There is also medical legal documents. There's regulatory documents, and also there are patient education documents. So how do you deal with all the documents and come to medical writing?
So this again has a lot to do with the team you are in. Not necessarily everybody is working for everything. It depends on what you are working for. Like our department is content department. We are into developing medical content. So it depends on what client wants. Either client can want a de novo job, that is you have to develop the document all by yourself, or it can be a minor modification or major modification. If it is minor modification, material is already given to you. Some minor changes which the client wants, we have to make. Sometimes it can be major changes. Again, client will come up with a markup. What are the changes he or she is looking for? Accordingly, you have to make the changes. Okay, so now if you are doing a de novo job, that is developing document all by yourself, you have to go for approved journals. I mean, very well recognized journals, those articles which are in PubMed. Most of the time we take articles which are in PubMed, and accordingly we will give our statements or claims which validates with what the document or an approved version on PubMed says. So it has to be as precise as it can get. You can't just write whatever you feel like. Whatever is spoken about the drug in the article, whatever the study says, whatever results we could get from by the use of drug in patients, accordingly we will be developing medical documents.
Sheza, you have to work with different cross-functional teams, which includes the researchers, physicians, and medical legal teams. So how do you manage the entire team and finally come with medical writing?
Okay, so the process goes in such a manner that first you get a script, okay? You have to work on the script. So we develop initial markup for the draft, okay? And then it goes through multiple process. Like it can go to first to a team which will build it for you exactly the way you want. That's called graphic team, designer team, or creative team. They build the document the way you want. Obviously content is from your end, medical content is from your end. You give it to them and they will, with all kinds of graphical designs and image resolutions and everything they add to it, build a document which goes through editorial process. They look for grammar errors, you have missed out prepositions, you have missed out some word, plural, singular, all these things will be assessed by them. And then you get the document back for minor changes which will be told by them. These are the changes required from our end, and they also take approval from us. If you feel the changes are needed, you can make the changes, otherwise you don't have to make. It's our call. So once that is done, it goes to client. Client, he or she has to approve. If she is not happy, she will get back with her questions or with her comments, asking for suggestion, asking for changes. We have to make accordingly. Or if she approves it, well and good, it goes for medical legal's submission. Regulatory process begins. In the regulatory process, there is medical reviewer who reviews the script, and they will come back with a lot of changes. They will ask for a lot of changes. It depends on them. Sometimes there are comments as less as 10. Sometimes it can get all the way up to 100. It depends on them. If they feel script has to be changed, if they feel it's not validating with the journal article, sometimes it is validating, but according to them it's not. According to them, they feel the sentences have to be modified. So we have to abide by it and go as per review comments given by them. So some changes will be made. So it is basically a team. You have to have a good atmosphere within the team, within your team members. You have to be friends with them, whether you like it or not. You have to be friends with them, because ultimately in the end, whatever is going from your end, if somebody points out something, as a team you have to stand for each other. So your bonding with your team members become extremely important for you to work in an atmosphere like this.
How do you manage your time, especially if there is deadlines coming up or if there is sudden unexpected changes?
So if you have a priority job for the day, you have to focus only on priority job. Finish that and then go to the other projects you have for the day. Try to finish whatever is in number one list. So that has to be finished, and there is a lot of pressure from the other side as well as the project management. They have a different team. So they are the ones who have direct call with client. So there will be pressure from their side to finish it off. So focus on that, just focus on that, finish it off, and then move to something that's not priority for the day. You will obviously have 2 or 3 days to complete the project. So what is in topmost list, finish it off and go to the rest. That's it. And nothing much to worry about it. If you are focused and driven, I think it's easy to complete your daily task. And it actually affects self-confidence of a lot of dentists. I have seen that. No good career option. You can't always keep going to dental clinics and work under somebody. After a certain point, it becomes definitely it's a good career option for many people. See, not that everybody can set up a practice. Atmosphere. So there is a transition from that to this, to be very honest. Okay, so when you are coming to non-clinical background, it's not that you are going to have just dental people around you.